Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will learn about how to solve the given LPP using Big M method, which is of the maximization type. But before that, I would like to suggest you to kindly watch the previous video, which was about the rules that we have to apply to solve the LPP by using the Big M method. I have given the link for the same video in the description box below. Okay, so you all can access the video. Now let us begin with our maximization type. So question is, maximize z is equal to 3x1 minus x2, which is our objective function. Then 2x1 plus x2 greater than equal to 2, x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 3, and x2 is less than equal to 4. These are our three constraints. Okay, and x1 x2 greater than equal to 0. These are our non-negative constraints. So let us begin with the solution. Okay, so first step is what we have to convert all the inequalities into equality. Now consider the first constraint, that is 2x1 plus x2 is greater than equal to 2. As sign is greater than equal to, we have to subtract the surplus variable and add artificial variable. So first constraint become 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 2. Now second constraint and third constraint, both the constraints are having less than equal to sign. As sign is less than equal to, we have to add the slack variable. That's why constraint second become x1 plus 3x2 plus s2 is equal to 3, and third constraint become x2 plus s3 is equal to 4. And at the end that we have to write down is what, x1, x2, s1, s2, s3 and a1 greater than equal to 0. Now we have to convert that maximization objective function into standard form. So for that, what we have to write, maximize z is equal to 3x1 minus x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 minus ma1. Here s1, s2, s3, these are the slack and surplus variable, and cost of that is always 0, and here we have taken m, that is what, coefficient of artificial variable. And as our problem is of maximization, we have to subtract the artificial variable along with the cost coefficient m. So this is our standard form of the constraint, okay, that you have seen previously. Now by using this standard form, we have to construct one table. Now in this table, if you see the first row, which is of Cj, so in Cj we have to write down the coefficients of the objective function. Okay, so here coefficient of x1 is 3, so first you have to write down 3, then minus x2, so put minus 1, 0 s1, that is put 0, then 0, 0, and lastly minus ma1, means coefficient of a1 is minus m, so put minus m. Now in the second row I have written CB, B, XB is equal to B, x1, x2, s1, s2, s3 and a1. Okay, so these all are what, these are the decision variables and artificial variables. CB is what, cost of the basic variable, B is the basic, and xb is equal to B is your right hand side of the constraint. Okay, so consider the first constraint, that is 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 2. Now we have to put all the coefficient of this constraint into the tabular form. Okay, so here x1 coefficient is 2, so below x1 put 2, then x2 coefficient is 1, so write down 1, then minus s1 is there, so put minus 1, s2 is not there, so put 0, s3 is also not there, so put 0, a1 is there, so put 1 is equal to 2. So that we have to write down in the box, that is xb is equal to B column. Okay, now same way you have to add the coefficients of second constraint and third constraint in the table. Now to add the variables in the basis column, that is in the B column, first we have to check for identity matrix, which I have shown you in the red marks. So here if you consider the A1 column, in that there is a 1 0 0, in the column S2 there is a 0 1 0, and in the column S3 there is a 0 0 1. So in the same way you have to put the variables into the basis column. So here in the basis column, first there will be A1, then S2 and then S3. Okay, now same way you have to fill up the CB column, that is what, cost of the basic variable. So you have to put the values of the CB column from the CJ row, that is the first row. Now here A1 is the first variable in the basis column, so cost of the A1 is minus m. So in the CB column you have to write down minus m. Cost of the S2 variable is 0, so in the CB column second value will be 0. Same for variable S3, that is cost of S3 is 0, so put 0 in the CB column. Now after this we have to calculate the ZJ value. Now we will see how to calculate the ZJ value. Now to calculate ZJ value we have to consider the X1 column and CB column. Okay, so in the CB column first value, that is minus m, so multiply that minus m with the X1 column first value, that is 2, so minus m into 2. Then consider the next values in the same column, that is CB column and X1 column, that is 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0. So final answer that you will get is what? Minus 2m plus 0 plus 0, that is equal to minus 2m. Same way you have to calculate the other value, that is consider X2 column and CB column, multiply all the values and add up. So minus m into 1 plus 0 into 3 plus 0 into 1, so you will get final answer as minus m. Okay, same way calculate all other values of ZJ. Now next we have to calculate the value of delta J, that is Cj minus Zj. So for that we have to consider the Cj values and Zj values. Now consider the first Cj value, that is 3, and first Zj value, that is minus 2m. Okay, so Cj minus Zj will be what? 3 minus of minus 2m, so value become 3 plus 2m. Now second value if you consider, that is what? Minus 1, and Zj second value is minus m, so minus 1 minus of minus m, so answer become what? Minus 1 plus m. Third value is what? 0, and third value of Zj is m. So 0 minus m is equal to minus m. So same way you have to calculate the other values of Zj. Now here maximum value of delta J is what? 3 plus 2m. Why? Because here problem is of maximization and we have to select the maximum value of delta J considering the coefficient of m. So here coefficient of m is what? First value, that is 2. In the second column coefficient of m is 1. In the third one coefficient of m is minus 1. So from this we have to select the maximum value of m, that is what? So 3 plus 2m is the maximum value. So we have to select the maximum value of delta J as 3 plus 2m. Now next we have to calculate the values of minimum ratio. So for that we have to consider the X1 column, because delta J value is maximum in that column, so you have to consider X1 column and XB is equal to B column. So minimum ratio is what? 2 upon 2, that is equal to 1. Second value is 3 upon 1 is equal to 3. Third value is 4 upon 0 is equal to infinity, so you have to put dash. So from this minimum value is first one, that is 2 upon 2 is equal to 1. So this is our first matrix of the Big M method. So here our minimum ratio is what? 1, that is the first row, and maximum value of delta J, that is 3 plus 2m, which is in the first column. Okay, so here x1 is our entering variable, a1 is our leaving variable, and 2 is the intersecting element. Now to construct the second matrix we have to consider the first matrix. Now in the first matrix 2 is the intersecting element which is in the first row, so we have to consider that first row. So 2 is the intersecting element, so we have to make that 2 as 1. So divide the first entire row of the first matrix by 2, as 2 is our intersecting element. So after division you will get the new first row of the second matrix as 2 upon 2, that is the first element is 1, then 2 upon 2, next element is also 1, next 1 upon 2, then minus 1 upon 2, 0, 0 and 1 upon 2. So to make intersecting element as 1, we have to divide the entire first row of first matrix by 2. After dividing that, we will get the first row as 1, 1, 1 upon 2, minus 1 upon 2, 0, 0 and 1 upon 2. So this is our new row of the second matrix. Okay. Now to calculate the second row of the second matrix, we have to make use of the second row of the first matrix. So for that formula is what? Formula to calculate the second row of the second matrix is second row of the first matrix minus new row into coefficient. Okay, so this is the formula. Now consider the second row of the first matrix. Okay, so write down second row vertically, that is 3 1 3 0 1 0 0. minus new row, that is 1 1 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 2 0 0 1 upon 2, that you have seen in the previous matrix, into coefficient. Now coefficient is what? Okay, whatever column that we have selected, in that second element, that is the second element of the column is 1, and we are finding the second row, so we have to consider the second element from the column, that is 1. So here coefficient is 1. So in this, first we have to solve new row into coefficient part first, that is 1 into 1, that is 1, and then subtract, that is 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Same for the second one, that is 1 into 1, that is 1, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Same way we have to calculate the other values of second row of second matrix. So this is our second row, that is 2 0 5 by 2 1 by 2 1 0 and minus 1 by 2. Now same way we have to calculate the third row of the second matrix by using the third row of the first matrix. Okay, so after that calculation you will get third row as 4 0 1 0 0 1 0. Now after calculation of these three rows, now we have to fill up the variables in the basis, that is in the B column. Now here we have to check for identity matrix. Okay, so here identity matrix is in the column, that is first column x1, then s2 and s3, that is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So in the same sequence you have to put the variables in the basis column, that is what? x1, s2 and s3. Now after adding the variables in the basis column, we have to write down the CB values, that is cost of basis variable. So here basis variable cost is what? That you will get from the CJ row, that is what? x1 cost is 3, s2 cost is 0 and s3 cost is 0. Okay, now we have to calculate the value of Zj. Okay, so to calculate the value of Zj, we have to consider the x1 column and CB column. So multiply those value, add those value and write down the final answer, that is what? CB column first value is 3, x1 first value is 1, that is 3 into 1 3, plus 0 into 0 0, plus 0 into 0 0. So 3 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to 3. So first value of Zj is 3. Same way calculate the next value of the Zj, that is 3 into 1 by 2, that is consider column CB and x2, 3 into 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2, 0 into 5 by 2 0 and 0 into 1 0. So final value of Zj is 3 by 2. Same way you have to calculate the another values of Zj. Now next value that we have to calculate is a delta J, that is Cj minus Zj. Again for that you have to consider the first value of Cj and corresponding to that first value of Zj, that is 3 minus 3. So first value of delta J is 0, next value is what? Minus 1 minus 3 by 2, so you will get value as minus 5 by 2. Same way calculate the other values of delta J. Now delta J values are what? 0, minus 5 by 2, 3 by 2, 0, 0, minus 2m, minus 3 by 2. Now from these values of delta J, we have to select the maximum value. Now as our problem is of maximization, method is big M, so we have to consider the maximum value of coefficient of m. So here coefficient of m is having the value as minus 2, so which is negative, so we have to select the positive value, that is what? We have to now give preference to the 3 by 2. Okay, so 3 by 2 is our maximum value of delta J, that is our entering variable. Now by considering that column, we have to find out the minimum ratio. So for that you have to consider xb column and s1 column, that is what? 1 upon minus 1 by 2, that you will get as minus 2, then 2 upon 1 upon 2, that is you will get as 4, and next value is what? 4 upon 0, that is infinity, put dash. So from these three values, that is minus 2, 4 and dash, we have to select the minimum value. But minimum value is which one? We have to select the minimum positive value, so we will give preference to the 4. So 4 is our minimum value. Okay, so this is our second matrix of big M method. Okay, so here as we have selected 3 by 2 as a maximum value, so s1 is the entering variable. We have selected 4, that is a minimum ratio value. So 4 is what? That is S2 is our living variable, and 1 upon 2 is common in both column and row. So 1 upon 2 is our intersecting element. As 1 upon 2 is the intersecting element, so we have to make that element as 1. So here we have to divide the entire second row of the second matrix by 1 by 2. Okay, means what? Okay, now we have to repeat the entire calculation that we have seen previously. So after dividing that second row by 1 by 2, whatever row you will get, that row is considered as a new row, and then you have to consider, or you have to calculate the first row and third row of the third matrix. So for that again you have to use the same formula, that is what? First row of the second matrix minus new row into coefficient. So after that whatever values you will get, that you have to write down in the first row. Now to find out the third row of the third matrix, again you have to consider third row of the second matrix minus new row into coefficient. So after that whatever values you will get, those you have to write down in the third row. Okay, so after calculating all the 3 rows of the third matrix, now again you have to calculate the Zj values and delta J values. Okay, so by using the second matrix of the big M method, you have to calculate the third matrix of big M method. Okay, so you will get like this matrix, that is the third matrix. Again in this you have to consider the identity matrix. Then by considering that identity matrix column, you have to put the variables in the basis column, that is x1, s1 and s3. Same way calculate the cost of the basis variable, that you will get from the Cj row, that is 3 0 0. Then same way calculate the Zj value and delta J value. So if you observe the delta J values, the values are what? 0, minus 10, 0, minus 3, 0 and minus m. So this is our stopping condition. Why? Because problem is of maximization, and we have to continue the calculation till all the values of delta J, that is Cj minus Zj, will be 0 and negative. So in this case all the values of delta J are 0 and negative, that is 0, minus 10, 0, minus 3, 0 and minus m. So this is our stopping condition. So all the values of delta J are 0 and negative, so we have to stop here. Since all the values of delta J are 0 and negative, so solution is optimum solution. Okay, so from the table we will get the values are as what? X1 is equal to 3 and x2 is equal to 0. That is, if you see in the basis, x1 is there, and next to that, that is xb column, value is 3. So x1 is equal to 3, x2 is not there in the basis, so you have to put x2 as 0. Okay, now by using these two values, that is x1 is equal to 3 and x2 is equal to 0, we have to calculate the z max, that is a objective function. So z max is equal to 3x1 minus x2, that is what? 3 into 3 minus x2 value is 0. So 3 into 3 9, 9 minus 0, so final value of z max is 9. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, then please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon. Okay, so see you all in my next video.